gamers? Today we are back in the world of Zombicide, specifically the fantasy version, because Julie definitely prefers her fantasy game to some of the modern style games, at least when it comes to zombies. And we are going to be reviewing Zombicide Black Plague. Now, this game is published by Simon, so Cool Mini or Not, and Guillotine Games, designed by Jean-Baptiste Lulien and Nicolas Raoult. These guys are French, so hopefully I said it right. Might have just kind of messed up the last name there. See, she's giggling. Definitely probably made a mistake. In any case, now I'm going to stop blabbing on about this game, and I'm going to toss it over to Julie, and she'll tell you more about the game itself.
So it's a cooperative game that plays 1 to 6 players in, it says 60 minutes, but I think it tends to be a little bit longer than 60 minutes. And it's for ages 14 and above.
Ironically, it's funny that you mention it in the way that you say it, because at my D&D night, we were discussing games and gameplay length, and Stuart goes ahead and goes, you know what, there are games that outright lie on their scenario times. He goes, and Zombicide is one of them. He goes, don't get me wrong, I enjoy the game, but 60 minutes is a lie. And yeah. I have to agree, I definitely say this is 90 minutes to 2 hours, unless you are an experienced player. If you're a very experienced player or players with lots of people moving things around on the board, potentially even taking some simultaneous actions, if you're in different sectors of the map, I could see it taking 60 minutes. But other than that, it's going to take you a little longer. And well, you said it was ages, what, 14 and above?
That's what it says.
Yeah, so I do think we both agree that 14 is probably the right age, more for the content and the imagery than the actual gameplay itself. So leave that in the hands of parents. You guys decide what you want to do. Now, just to talk about the game, and if you want to see a full how to play popping up above my head, there's going to be a link to our how to play of Zombicide Green Horde. We're just going to be reviewing the components and giving you our review of the game. Now, the way the game works, you have a game map, you have different quests, you have objectives on your quest. You will start out with 6 survivors. The game recommends that you play with 6 survivors. Most scenarios are designed around that specific player count. If you play with less, you're essentially just taking out actions from your overall action pool. So keep that in mind. What you're going to be doing is moving around the map, opening doors. As you open a door, you will spawn a zombie. There's also zombie spawn points. And you need to complete the objectives while avoiding the zombies, killing the zombies, and getting new equipment. I think that about sums it up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is the time?
Time to grab our drinks.
We've got our drinks, got our best friend.
Such a big box, I can
hide behind it. Yeah. Now we're going to take it to the table. I think Julie's actually already on the table, so we're good. I'm going to take a quick look at the components for Zombicide Black Plague. We're going to start with the player board. There are a total of 6 of these that are included in the game box. You also have just the tracking pegs for your health, your skills as you level up, and the extra ones up here that you will place when you unlock. The pegs correspond to the different colors that you have here, and there's a total of 6 different ones of these to go with the 6 player characters. Let's take a quick look at the different characters. You've got Nellie, Baldric, Clovis, Silas, and Samson. Now, you are able to get upgraded version of these in a fun expansion, the Ultimate Survivor expansion, and that's what Julie and I played with last time. You can just take a quick look at the minis. There's Clovis. We've got Samson. As always, Simon minis highly detailed. Baldric. We've got Silas there. I believe we've got Nellie right here. And here is Anne. So these are your survivors that you're going to be playing during the game. You've got the 6-sided dice. And then depending on the actions that they take, the noise icons as you may be smashing open doors and attracting the zombie horde. Here you can see the tiles. There are a total of 9 different reversible tiles. I'm not going to go through all of them. Just wanted to show you a few of them so that you could get a good idea as to what you're going to be seeing. And in the review, Julie and I will talk a little bit about this room. We had some issues with this room and the way it's set up in particular. So we've now covered the tiles. Let's move on to the zombies, and then we'll talk about the vault, the other type of tiles, in a moment. Now, we've got the Abomination and the Necromancer. There are only one of each of those in the base game. You get 2 different molds for the zombie runners. We have 2 different molds for the fatties. And then there are, oh, he fell over there. Then we've got 5 different molds for the zombie. Trying to show them to you and I'm dropping them. The zombie walkers, as you can see. And just like the heroes, they are fairly detailed, but I would have to say, besides the Abomination and the Necromancer, this stuff is not nearly as detailed as the heroes, which makes sense. We then have a couple of tokens. We've got the Rotten token, the Free Action token, just to remind people when they were using a free action, and the First Player token, which is upside down. And there you have it, guys. We've covered sort of the heroes and the villains. Let's take a look at the vault and then some of the items you're going to be getting in the game, as well as how you're spawning zombies. And then we'll finalize it with the tokens and the rulebook. Now, there are 2 vault tokens. Now, these vault spaces will come out depending on the scenario. And inside the vault, you have the ability to find vault weapons. In the base game, you only have Inferno and the Orcish crossbow, but they are very powerful. I mean, just taking a look at Inferno here, you roll 4 dice, does 2 damage, and it hits on 4+. Great ways to murder entire zones of zombies. Now, the gray equipment here represents the starting equipment card. There are a total of 6, 1 for each survivor. Don't forget that the game is really designed around playing all 6 survivors in every scenario. Now, I haven't taken out all the cards, but here's just a smattering of the equipment cards. You know, we've got plenty of bolts, more bolts for the crossbow, longbow, more arrows, short sword, torch, dragon bio, and some more spells or also enchantments that can actually boost and heal your players. Now we've got the zombie spawn cards, and you can see sort of you got the standard invasion cards. That'll get more challenging as you level up. And don't forget, this is the level of the highest level player. And if someone's in red and someone's in blue, well, you guys are in for a tough fight. You will even maybe get the double spawn. There is also the Necromancer spawn. And then just some more standard zombie invasion cards. Now here we've got the objective tokens, often give you XP. Now, you've got a blue and a green one. I didn't bring out the blue one, but I want to show you that they do come in different colors. Here is the Dragon Bile token, which can then turn into Dragonfire, so you have a few of these as well. In the box, we've got the doors. One side closed, one side open. Don't forget there's also a blue and green door. I just didn't take them out. Those only used for specific scenarios. And vault doors, which you can then open, and they correspond to the 2 vault tiles. Then lastly, in terms of tokens, we've got the zombie spawn tokens, which may also be a special spawn. This will be told to you in the scenario, or it could be a necromancer spawn, and you can find more about the necromancer spawns in the rules breakdown that we do in our Green Horde video. Lastly, we'll take a quick look at the rulebook. So with regards to the rulebook, nice overview. As always with CMON, good production values. Overall with this one, I find that it's well laid out. Towards the back, you're going to find information more on the necromancers. You've got your quests in the back right here, and then a quick breakdown of a game round, and also the targeting order priority. If you don't have this memorized, make sure to keep it near the table. It is going to be very useful. And that's it. That is just a sampling of what you get in Zombicide Black Plague. Don't forget, you actually have a lot more of these minis in the box, but this is all you get in the base game. The game was very much designed around expansions, and we're going to now move on to our review of the game. So I'm going to race away from these zombies and get to a safe location so we can continue talking about the game. So Zombicide Black Plague what did you think of the game? We played it a few times. We played Green Horde. This last playthrough, we busted out the Ultimate Survivor pack. So that was an expansion that did change a little bit the play of the game. But what do you think overall? We primarily only played with the base components besides the new heroes.
So I like the Zombicide gameplay. I like the way the game rolls itself out, I should say, and I like the way your characters power up a little bit as you progress. So that I always like. What I didn't enjoy as much with this version is that we had one pretty overpowered.
Yeah. And that was specifically from the Ultimate Survivor pack. So if we compare those 6 heroes in the Ultimate Survivor pack, Baldric, especially if he gets the Vault spell Inferno, it's not even funny. He just slaughtered everything, literally.
So it made it a little less fun. I don't enjoy as much playing a game when there's one hero or one player that's that much more powered.
But keep that in mind. That player is not from this game.
Great. And I did specify with the players we played with. We played 4 characters as well, so we started off not in a great place. And we pulled a couple of harder monsters, and I wasn't sure we were going to survive, but we pulled it off partially with 4 players because I got the spell and passed it on to Jason's character, which made him ridiculously overpowered.
Yes, it was when you're level red, you're rolling 5 dice, and you've got essentially 7 actions, you're overpowered. But the one thing I did want to say that I don't think we felt it when we played Green Horde. Now, we did play with some of the Kickstarter content of the times we played Green Horde.
That was fun.
Yes. But the one thing I was going to say is, in Green Horde, we were definitely able to play with 4 characters. I found at least some scenarios, and we were able to get by. It didn't feel too tough. I really think that if we'd played 4 characters in the scenario that we played in this, without having the Ultimate Survivors, we would have basically got our butts kicked. We were basically missing 6 actions. Specifically, we played the first quest. You wouldn't think it's that difficult, but finding Dragon Bile when you're doing lots of searching and you have essentially 6 less search actions per turn is not that easy. We managed to pull it off, but...
Well, I enjoyed playing. I mean, I like the catapult or whatever it's called in the other version in Green Horde, but I like the fact that this one is really just the survivors against the monsters. And I think what was complicated is that, basically we spent most of the game running away from the abomination because we weren't strong enough to kill it.
No, and we spawned it right away.
Yeah. So, I mean, for that, I think... Of the Zombicides, I'd say as much as this is very much Zombicide and I did enjoy playing it, I didn't enjoy it as much as others. Is it because I didn't like my characters as much? It's very possible. I just didn't feel like we were very effective.
And that's the one thing I was going to say. I think I like Green Horde more than Black Plague. Now, with that being said, I'm very happy to have Black Plague. I mean, Black Plague is the one that started the Zombicide fantasy. I just think Green Horde does it better, and having the catapult, the ability to attack abominations and hit that large area was a lot of fun. It was very strategic, and I don't know, just something that I was sort of missing from this game. It is the only way that you can kill an abomination in Green Horde without getting some very cool and awesome items, but having the way to defeat that character without having to do a lot of searching, which can essentially, and in this case I feel it's a negative, it just makes the game go on longer. You're basically playing a survival. It's like playing horde mode in a video game. How long can you survive till that thing that's going to show up that will wipe out the bad guys? And that's kind of what we were doing. But like I said, we played with 4. Definitely should have played with 6. I think we've learned our lesson. Next time we take this out, if it's the base box, we're definitely just going to we'll play with 3 survivors each, because otherwise I don't know how well we're going to do. Mm-hmm. But I still like the game. But another thing I wanted to mention, we didn't really talk about the art or anything like that. The art is good. The miniatures actually, I have to say, I think Green Horde was a step up, and I think that's actually one of the things that really affected my enjoyment. Those orc miniatures in Green Horde are superior to what you get in terms of just the zombies in Black Plague. So if I had to pick one version or the other, I'm picking Green Horde. I think Green Horde is a better game than Black Plague.
Agreed.
And if you like both, if you like Zombicide and just want more content, Black Plague and Green Horde work well together, and I would potentially start mixing in more of the content. Even if we're just using the quests from this one, I'd maybe bring characters, or even like, be like, oh, we'll play this map with the orcs.
Yeah, what I can remember though, I noticed the walkers I thought were nicer in this one than in Green Horde. I think they have a couple of women walkers in this one, which I noticed and I thought was neat.
No, they definitely do have a lot of cool, like, the walkers are good. I just find the component quality, I mean, there's something more substantial about the orc ones. But you're right, there is definitely a lot more female, like, villains. Actually, there really are. They're the villains in this game. Now, there was something I did want to say. I'll let you go because
I'm also in the production. I mean, there's one of the things on this particular map that from
the rooms tiles. Thank you. That's exactly what I was going for. Go ahead. I just want to say thanks.
So it's hard to tell from the way the art is done in the production. It's actually 6 different squares, but it looks like one giant room. So Jason was telling me, yeah, that's 6 squares. I'm looking at it, and I really don't see it. So from that perspective, I thought that was, it wasn't great.
No, and they did a much better job of that in Green Horde. And that was what I was trying to think of, and she mentioned it. The areas of certain rooms are not very well delineated, and you can kind of see where they are, but it can be a little messy, and it's something that I really didn't enjoy, which is another reason why I would suggest Green Horde over Black Plague. But a lot of the good things about this game is that it's very simple in terms of what you're doing in the game, the mechanics, straightforward. And I do like the miniatures, like the survivors. I think we've got a good mix of interesting characters. The ultimate survivors were a lot of fun to play as. We might actually do a quick review, drop it out there maybe, not on a Tuesday, like a Thursday, Friday. Well, not Thursday, Friday. Usually we drop on Thursday. I meant like Friday, Saturday. Just something quick and fun to talk about those different heroes and some of the ways that you can add to the game. And the fact that we've got this bigger version of the game in terms of Green Horde with the Kickstarter, you also get more Vault. I feel that this game was definitely built to be 4 add-ons, 4 expansions. And that is a little bit of a downside. I think you're getting more of a complete game with Green Horde than you are with Black Plague. So I think we've said everything. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I was about to say, I think we've said it all.
So what would you give this game?
I don't even remember what I gave Green Horde.
I think Green Horde was a 7.5 or an 8 for you. It was up there.
I was going to say, I mean, I think this one is 6.5, 7. But yeah.
That's what I was going to say. I'm going to give this one a 6.5. And the only reason why I'm doing that is because Green Horde is better. If we were reviewing this before Green Horde, this would probably be a 7 to 7.5. Because I wouldn't know what I'm kind of like missing. Like, I feel like I'm missing something with this game. But it is a great implementation of the Zombicide system. There's a lot of fun expansions that you can get. And I would definitely recommend getting the base game, but finding an expansion or two, something that you'd like to have, specifically in terms of either heroes or one of those, definitely the hero boxes that maybe add some extra, like vault weapons, some stronger regular weapons as well, that would just make the game a little bit more fun. Because if you're playing a Zombicide game, you're killing zombies, you want a challenge, but you also want it to be fun. Now, that being said, what is it time for?
Well, it's time to like, comment, or subscribe and look for the video links below. I'm sure the Green Horde link will be there as well.
Yes, and we did a full playthrough of Green Horde. We did make some minor mistakes on that playthrough. Also, because we were playing with 4 characters instead of 6, we just like controlling only 2 characters. But it's a little different with Zombicide. And you can find any corrections that are down will be in the video description. Well, below the video description in the comments on the video. So, we're grabbing our drinks, grabbing our best friend. And we'll definitely be keeping on playing Zombicide and other games. Are you excited? We're going to have Zombicide in space soon.
I don't know what to say to that. Zombies in space.
Not
Okay.
zombies in space, aliens, but they're like sort of zombified aliens.